Hi everybody, this is Blaine with Orchids for the People, where we cater to the curious and long-time orchid addict. Let's go ahead and pot up a plant. I'm going to take this Laelia here and repot it. And the nice thing about working with this when you're repotting is it's super easy to get the old material out. And the old material that stays behind usually does not need to be taken out anyway. If it's ready to be taken out, a lot of times you can just shake it out, shake the material out, and all of the old stuff falls out. So you can see the material still in really good shape. It's really easy to pull out and to redo. Just go through, pull out what you think you want to get. I always try to get the moss around the top just so that we get that. And that's that. I mean, really, we're done. We've got some nice roots to deal with. There's a few old roots in here. I sterilize these. We'll go through. A lot of times the older roots in the middle of the pot are the ones that you have to get. But just feel around for those mushy old roots and trim them off. Okay, and then we've got a plant. It's that easy to get rid of the old material. Clean it up. Grab a nice big bunch of it. Don't forget your tag. Put your tag to the side. Make sure it gets back into the pot. It's one of my pet peeves. Mostly for me. The employees are better at it than I am. So just take a big pile of this stuff. You really don't have to tease it too much. We want it to be fairly dense in the pot. With a root mass like this where there's a little bit of a hole in the middle, I'll put a little bit in the middle like that just to kind of get the roots to the outside. Doesn't matter what you use. Orchid roots are always going to go to the outside of the pot and along the wall of the pot. They almost never go down through the middle. So you might as well put a little bit in there just to kind of get them to the outside. Take a little bit more, put it on there. Take a little bit more, put it on there. It's fun because you do it all outside the pot. You don't have to do anything inside the pot, so it makes it a lot easier. Just kind of squish it down. Should be fairly dense. You get a fairly good grasp of how much you need for any given pot size fairly quickly. And again, if the roots are sticking out of the bottom of the coconut fiber, that's fine with me. Again, that way they're at the bottom of the pot. Then we just take the pot, put them in there. I like to go put my fingers along the side and then just push the whole thing down. Push it in there. Kind of move everything around until I like where it's at. I'm done. And you can see already, you know, try doing this with orchid bark. It doesn't work. Put the tag back in there, of course, and I'm done. I'm ready to move on to another plant. A couple of key things, takeaways from this is use big pillows of this stuff and just put it along the side. Don't take some and wrap it around like this. You're basically choking the plant. I like that the material is kind of random and more going up and down than around. I think it helps guide the roots down to the bottom of the pot, and it doesn't constrict growth. And it should almost squeak on the way in. It should be tight enough that it just almost bulges the plastic pot. Almost like you would moss, sphagnum moss, as far as that you want that a nice dense ball of material in there for it to grow, because it's going to soften, it's going to decompose, stuff is going to fall out. So it's best to have quite a bit in there. Plus, like any material except moss, bark, chopped osmunda fern, anything like that, it's always driest when you first pot it. It seems like you have to water every day to keep it moist. And that's just because it's solid. It hasn't decomposed yet. It hasn't gotten spongy. You're going to have to water more, especially at the beginning. And that's going to depend on the pot that you use. Terracotta and something like a water dance is going to dry out much faster than a plastic pot with 6 holes in the bottom of it. So just keep that in mind. And when you are watering, you can feel around in the top, but really look at the bottom of your pot. If it's moist at the bottom, your plant's moist enough. So that's our potting media. You can get it from us. It's not the easiest thing to find. We sell it in large enough quantities at a reasonable price. If you buy it from people who use it for bedding material for pets, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. So come check us out. It's orchidpeople.com. This is Blaine, and I hope you enjoyed the video.